Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
Guess who's back again? Shady's back, self-afraid. Guess who's back? 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 Guess who's back?
Hey, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave but Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're really going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
That is awesome. Thank you for being here. Oh, I love the way the blur focused. That was kind of cool. Wasn't it, everybody? It is 6:30 on a Wednesday night. We're not usually live at 6:30 on a Wednesday night, but you know how we do it. When we got something to open up, we don't care what time it is. We find out when our friend can join us, and then we come out and do this thing. What's up, Jesse? How you doing?
How's it going, Pops? Hope you're having a good day.
It's all action, brother. It's always all action.
Yeah, I understand how that goes.
No breaks. We get up in the morning, we sit in this chair, we look for messages, see what's up, we go to work, and sometimes that leads into late into the evening. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Oh, yeah. I work with all time zones in my day job, so I'm up at all hours doing stuff. I see you got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here, I believe we call this one Teen Strike.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yes.
Yeah, it's our first book, so I'm glad everyone has gotten it so far.
Yeah, so introduce yourself to everybody and tell them what I'm about to dissect here.
All right, well, my name is Jesse Sosa. I live out in Dallas, Texas. I am a 23-year veteran in the video game industry. Do art direction and all different kinds of stuff for games like Borderlands and Wonderlands and Risk of Rain. I've worked on tons of games. And now, Yeah, oh, thank you. And now I'm dipping my toe in comics. It's something that I've wanted to do since high school, and never really did it, and don't know why. But now it's easier than ever to get your books out. So I figured, with the help of some of my friends over at Child's Play Comics, decided to let's just go ahead and do it. We had, it's a personal story for this comic. This is a comic that we wrote back in high school, 30, almost 30 years ago. Yeah, if not 30 years ago. Writing this thing up with our friends, and everything happened in 2018. Everything came to a head when one of those friends passed away, and just trying to deal with his passing, we decided to resurrect our old story from high school and put out this book here that you're holding in your hand. This is issues 1 and 2, so it's a double-sized 60-page issue with this first run called Teen Strike versus the Slayer, being 8 chapters, 7 issues, because the first two chapters are in the first issue. So it's a little confusing, but yeah, it's gonna be kind of like that put out. So this is our first one, and we did it. Had a successful Kickstarter. Thank you, Pops, for helping us cover that. And
Look,
starting to hit.
I ordered this for my grandson for his birthday, which was a couple weeks ago. Now, he don't know it, okay, but this when he comes back from mom's house, this is going to be sitting here for him, So I'm not going to mess with it, but I'm going to make him let me read it.
That's awesome. How old is he?
He just turned 11.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's right around there. Yep.
Yes.
As all the Kickstarter rewards are in there, the postcard based on the cover. Yeah, stickers, trading cards. They're all based on the main character. Every book is going to be themed over one of the different characters. So all the different stickers and cards are going to be themed to that character. Right. That's a cover by Fish Lee right there, the fastest man in the industry, as he calls himself. Which, yeah, I watched him draw all that in one live stream. I was amazed at how fast he really is. So
I know a couple people like that.
Yeah.
There was a friend of ours, Manny Soto. He used to come out and he would draw like 2 different drawings in like an hour and a half. And are you kidding me?
Yeah, one of the games that I worked on, David Finch was one of the concept artists on that, and that dude, I've never seen anything like that. He was one of the guys came up to him and he's like, "Hey, can you draw me a Hellboy real quick?" And he's like, "Yeah," and he just pulled out a piece of paper. He just drew it. Like, it just became a piece of artwork in like 15 minutes. It was just done and beautiful. Every piece of concept art he did was amazing for that game.
I can't draw like that. Okay, if it's coming out of my head, it's probably going to be garbage. If I got something to look at, I can draw pretty well looking at something and then drawing it, right? I have a reference. But man, I tell you what, trying to pull something out of my head, it looks like a 10-year-old drew it. It's horrible. Now, Geekmen, what's up? Geekmen is one of the other shows on the network. If you guys don't know, go check out Geekmen and the Masters of the Universe. Subscribe to their channel. They got some great shows. I love what's going on right now. And it's time to move up, people. It's time to level up.
Absolutely.
And yes. Look, we talked about it when he was launched. I think you came out for launch, right?
We did the last couple hours. Yeah,
the closeout of this one on the network.
Yeah.
And as you know, I think I had talked to Joe before about it, though. I had a little bit of prior knowledge about your friend who had passed and whatnot. But it was like awesome having you out talking about it, closing it out. This, I look for, like I said, I can't mess with it till Isaac sees it, but after he sees it, then I get to open it up and read it. And I'm going to, because I liked the concept. I like, going back to high school, man, your old friend. This is going to be like, it's definitely going to be retro for me. It's going to bring back some old memories. And I am still friends with a few of the people from my high school years, from my age, that age, So it
Yeah,
was
it's
reminiscent for me.
I talk to people, I talk to people that I didn't grow up or not from my hometown when we talk about like friendship and stuff like that. And my best friend Dave, Dave and Roy, but Dave specifically, I've known him for 30, like around 35 years or so. Roy, I've known him for about 30 years, and people hear those numbers and they're just like, that's insane. Like we don't have that, but that's people like our age or
Yeah,
older, because social media doesn't allow you to maintain. I think that's going to become the norm going forward, because it's just so easy to stay in contact with people. I remember getting into art college, and trying to find people from my high school back in the late 90s was insanely
yeah.
difficult to do. I had one of my
MySpace. You were looking on MySpace for your friends.
well, yeah, and that was almost 10 years later, but like in 97, 98, just trying to find an email address, like when I first learned what an email address was. um my friend Justin went into the military, into the Air Force, and one of my other friends, Belinda, she went into the Army as well. And that's a black box. You just go in there and you're gone, especially back in the 90s. Like there was just no way to
No,
find that.
there wasn't no laptops. There wasn't no
Mhm.
cell phones. Wasn't no AOL. I mean, there was AOL, but if you didn't have access to a computer,
Yeah.
wasn't no AOL. Wasn't no
And
none of that, right?
nowadays it's a lot more common. So I think
Yeah.
these 30, 40 plus year friendships will last a lot or will be more common nowadays.
Well,
um,
it's funny that you bring that up because I remember I moved away from Minneapolis in my high school years and moved to Phoenix. And years later, when Facebook popped up and people started using it, I started looking for old friends, like you said.
mhm.
But the first one I looked for was my friend Mike Sherman. And when I connected with some of my old friends, they told me he had just passed away like 3 weeks before that. But at the same time, I was connecting with some of my other friends, John Swedberg, Greg Northrup. You know what's up. You know who I'm talking about.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Greg has actually bought a piece of art from somebody in the Madness group, and this, like I said, Madness, like I knew these guys when I was 13, 14 years old, and I'm 60. So we're talking about a long freaking time,
Yeah.
you know. Um, Actually, even have a friend who I played Little League Baseball with. That's talking about even farther back.
That's
8, 9,
crazy.
10 years old.
Yeah, like I keep up with one of my first like best friends that I didn't grow up with. Like he had moved into our town. His name is Lane, and he was only there from like kindergarten till like third grade.
Mhm.
But I found him, and we still keep in contact with each other. It's all that. So it's really cool. It's kind of something I wish that actually, what I wish we did have, and maybe you can speak to this as well, is I wish we had you know cameras that were this small. I
Oh,
was lucky in that
see,
my sisters had a small video camera, and I was able to take it to school, so I managed to get capture footage and stuff from like my high school years. But if I would have this, man, like, oh man, there's so many memories I would have captured, and
yeah.
stuff that it's stuff that's only a memory from like when I was like 7 years old, playing with GI Joes in the backyard and stuff like that. Man, what I wouldn't kill to be able to see that in like non fuzzy memory, like, oh man, God, man, I wish I could see that.
It's funny because I have a couple of photo albums, from way, way, way back in the day. And
Mhm.
of course, they're photos, and I don't have a scanner, so I can't give you a perfect look, you know. But I have some great, great pictures from back in the day. Like, don't tell my son I did this.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
All right,
Van Halen in the background.
yeah, and you can see it's dated. It's what was that?
You got Pepsi back there, so that's got to be in the 90s, that
That
Pepsi
was
wave.
they remember the Pepsi coins that you would get, and you could send them in and
Yeah.
get cool Pepsi stuff. Yeah, so we had some of that because drink a lot of Pepsi back in the day. But
Well,
it's like that wasn't what I was going for, but I found that myself.
I did, like I said, I assume that that's the early '90s.
Here's the one I was going for, though.
Oh, let's see. There you go.
Now, I was maybe 14,
Uh huh.
maybe 14 then. You can tell the bell bottoms, the, the leather jacket had to be cool, man. You had to be cool.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you absolutely were cool. So that's
It's funny because that was in Minneapolis. That was a house in Minneapolis, and I had a basement bedroom.
oh, nice.
So I like being underground.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like I just like it, so caves and shit. I
Mhm.
like exploring caves and I like, shit like that. It's anything underground is one of my things. So I want to go ghost hunting and mine shafts. I want to do all that stuff before I
Oh yeah.
it's like,
Ghost hunting is the best.
I got bucket list stuff, man. I do. But yeah, we try to have fun. We try to avoid days like this
Hmm.
and have lots of days like this. You
Oh
know
yeah,
what I'm
nice.
saying? You see, it's like try to have fun, everybody. That's what this is really all about. I love that Jesse's giving us all ages books, stuff that kids can read too. There's not a lot of that out there, but usually what we find is really good. I mean, most all the kid or all ages books that I have, I felt no problem letting the kids read them. The kids love them. So keep doing that thing.
Yeah, there's a time and place for everything, right? Like this is definitely my early teens book. I'm working right now with a local artist here in Texas on my absolutely hardcore M rated violence like crazy. Like if you've read Berserk by Keanu Reeves and them, like it's I'm working on that one right now, and I'm working on my Bad Girl book as well because I'm like, why not? Let's do a Bad Girl book.
Hey, and it doesn't hurt to show your chops. Look,
Yeah.
I have some friends that are doing series in 3 different genres.
Mhm.
Like John Dexter, he's doing Dime Store Detective, Alpha Dogs, and Space Cruising. 3 completely different genres, and all of them are good. He's showing his chops. He came out early, breaking out with, I can do this and this and this.
Mhm.
And he's continuing the stories on. That's awesome. I want to see that. At the same time, I don't want you to stop doing this because if we don't have that next generation of fans,
Oh, absolutely.
we're not going to have that next generation of artists and
Yeah.
creators. So
I-
we still have to look. Marvel and DC, no matter how much you guys want to admit it, it was designed to draw the kids in.
Mhm.
Okay, back in the day when it was designed to draw us in when I was a kid. That was what it was all about. Don't forget, you got to draw the kids into the game.
Mhm.
And that goes for all of you. Big time guys, small time guys, everybody at some point do something that is going to draw the younger generation into the game. We got to do that.
Oh yeah, there's going to be about on the small on the there'll be a minimum of at least 2014 strike books. It's going to range between 24 to 27 depending on the third chapter, which I haven't written out yet. So that's going to be it's scary to think it's going to be like four more years of
No,
4 to 5 more years of
I call
work.
it job security.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like right now, you got issues 1 and 2 in your hands. We finished issue 3. We're halfway through issue 4, and I think by the end of the year, we'll be pretty much done with issue 5. So that's going a lot faster than I thought, and it's a little scary because it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I kind of like was enjoying taking my time with some of this stuff, but once you deliver, like you got to deliver because you can't expect your fans to wait a year or 2 for the next book. You just can't. You have to put it out because unfortunately attention spans, especially with the young crowd, is just like fleeting, right? And so they'll get your book, and if you don't have another book coming out in a couple months, they've moved on.
Yeah.
So
you got to keep them entertained, keep them involved, feeling included in what you're doing, even in between books. Man, interact with your fans. You come out on a couple shows, even if you're not ready to launch, you still come out and you give them a little progress. Hey, man, we're about halfway through the next one, man. We're getting there. We're about to put that sign up. You come out and you promote, and you got to keep the fans interested. People,
You have to.
you know,
That's why I have to pass off the social media to someone else that can take care of it, because I cannot, because again, I'm looking at the serious possibility of doing 3 books at a time. And then not only that, but we also do collectible statues for the NFL. We just got Major League Baseball. We just got NBA, and we just got WNBA. We're trying to get NHL and mascots. So right now I'm in the middle of finishing up the NBA and the WNBA sculpts. And then of course, working at Gearbox full time during the day, I manage a bunch of stuff there. So that's already a lot of things that I'm doing. So social media, I'm just like, I can't, like, I have Facebook pages and stuff all set up for this. But they're empty because I just, I'm too busy making stuff. I'm not slowing down. That's for damn sure. I mean, I'm only getting older. That just means I have less time to tell all these stories. So I'm going to tell as many damn stories as I can, before I can. Yeah,
well,
geek man, I definitely agree. Social media is a bear, man. I wish I knew what I was doing, lol. I feel like I'm over my head so much. Yeah, man. Uh,
I've been doing this for 5 years, and um, it's hit and miss, guys. Look, my Twitch channel, I have 3,000 videos over there.
yeah,
I got 25 followers or some shit. I get no traction over there, right? No matter what, we put everything over there, hoping something will get somebody's attention. We get nothing.
yeah,
We got stuff on YouTube that some stuff is way more popular than others. Some stuff it's just somebody's replay off their channel that was already shown, and we're just showing a replay of it so that we might get them some more eyes on their stuff. But you know what I mean? It's like, that's, to me, the key is my reach is this long.
yeah,
If you take what I just posted and you share it, now my reach got a little longer.
yeah,
If somebody grabs it off your page and they share it out to their people, the reach got longer. It's not just me. My reach is only so long. Okay.
yeah.
And that's for anybody on social media. Your reach is only so long unless you can get people to share and retweet and put your stuff out farther. That's
So
really
hard.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
hard.
that's the key, though. It's not how, you can build a big following and whatnot and continue to
Yeah.
reach your audience. But to expand, you've got to have people that care enough about what you're doing
Yeah,
to
for
share it
sure.
out on their channel. And when you get to that, he told somebody and he told somebody and he told somebody, when you get to that point, that's when it starts to fall together. It falls into place. 5 years we've been working at it. It's just now starting, I feel like, to fall into place.
Oh, absolutely. That's why a lot of businesses have a 5-year plan, right? Like you're never going to be profitable from day one unless it's just some kind of like special case scenario, or you're purchasing a business that's already profitable.
Even though I've been doing this for 5 years, I'm only 2 years into my 5-year plan, because it wasn't a business. I wasn't trying to build something for the first 3 years. I was just out here like doing CromCon, helping people get seen. I wasn't trying to build the Roku network. I wasn't looking to build something out of it until the last 2 years. So I actually had a 3-year head start on my 5-year plan.
That's good. That's the way to do it.
So,
Yeah, I think Dinosaur has been going for 12 years now, and we've always just kind of like just done little things here and there. Never really took it seriously up until recently, where we're like, well, let's try doing some things. And so, in the video game space, it's so difficult to raise money. It is right now. It is very difficult. So it's one of those where I'm kind of enjoying making comics and statues more than making games at the moment. Everyone wants to get into the game industry, but it is tough to raise money. I'm fortunate enough that I have a full-time job, doing it for a living. But if I was coming in as an indie trying to do everything with like a 5-year plan and all that right now is just really, really bad. It's really tough.
Well, we
But
got our one sponsor, Laughing Rogue. He does tabletop games, RPG games, graphic novels, all this stuff based on his world of Slaughterville. And he has a few games outside of it too. He does tabletops of games that are just awesome, right? Gods of Metal, Gone Hunting, and Slaughterville, just the three that come to mind. And I've played them all. They're all fun as hell to play, right? We've done the RPG of Slaughterville live on the channel. It is fun to play. These are the kind of things I want to get behind. People that are going outside the box. They're trying to build something big. I want to make a splash on like Roku when we get there. I want to go there with a lot, not little. You know, I want to go there with a lot, make a big old splash. Look what just hit. There's 50 shows coming now that weren't on Roku yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make that kind of a splash. So it's
absolutely.
You know,
Just remember us little people, right? When you get there.
no, I'm trying to take it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Love working with my friends, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to take everybody there. It ain't about me. It's like I've told a couple of people, investors and people who talk to me about buying the idea, buying this from me, and it's like, it doesn't have to be me. It just has to be.
Right.
You know, I'm all open to having partners and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't never about how much money can I make. It was always about getting eyes on people's projects, other podcasts, other shows. It was always about expanding what we're doing. It was never about what I can do.
Yeah.
If it's just what I can do, it stops right here. I need other people.
Yeah, I think that's a really good lesson for some people. I've had a couple talks with people that recently that like want to get into the game industry or want to make their own indie game, and they're just like, it's just so overwhelming, and like I can't do it all. And I'm like, well, you don't have to. Like that's what a team is for. These are all team efforts. Trying to get people to understand that it can be a little bit more difficult than you would think. But it's good to hear that, because that is absolutely step one to success is delegation and surrounding yourself by other successful people, right? To people you can trust to delegate to, because if you can't trust someone to delegate to, then I don't know why they're on your team. Everyone has to pull their part, pull their weight, I should say.
It's really cool because, like, you see Geekmen in the chat right now, and he's the most his channel is the most recent addition to the network. Dude pops into everybody's chat. He's sharing stuff out. He's getting involved. That's the kind of people I want.
Yeah,
you see,
absolutely.
That's the kind of people I want in a network, the kind that understand that to extend the reach, we got to work together.
Yeah.
To get everybody seen, to get your book seen more, I need people like his help. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And I want to thank you for coming out and giving us another half hour of your time, even though the campaign's over and you ain't got to mess with this one no more.
Yeah.
There's always more, right? There's always more. So what's definitely next on the plate?
Yeah, definitely. Also, if I can ask you, when you do get a chance to open it up with, you said your nephew?
Oh, my grandson. Yeah.
Your grandson. Yeah, when you get a chance to open it with your grandson, message me. Let me know what you think of the print quality and how it feels, and just the overall presentation. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Up next for us
private,
is
though. I don't. I don't do public reviews. That's
no. You just message me, because I'm just curious for our first book and all.
Well,
but
I want to get his opinion before I say anything, because if it's a kid's book, I want to get a kid's viewpoint, right? So I'll have him read it, and I'll get his opinion, and I'll let you know what he thinks, and I'll read it too. Obviously, I'm kind of chomping at the bit, but he's not here. I was hoping he'd be here so I could open it and go, okay, I'm mine now.
But as far as what's next, we're gonna have a little gap between this one and the next the next issue 3, and then once we do the issue 3 one, it's going to be just a consistent, just every like 3 to 4 months, the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. But I'm just trying to have this little gap here for a breather, and like we can come back together and focus on the next bits, you know. But yeah, that and more comics, more games, more statues, always more creativity, more artwork, all that stuff. Never stop, don't stop.
Now, also, anytime you want to come out and show people some sculpts, we don't have none of that on the network. We have people that do it, but they don't come out and do it because they don't have somebody to do it with.
Oh yeah, I got some right around here too, but
You know?
we can hold that for next time.
Yeah. Anytime you want to come out, like if you're just sculpting and you're like, man, I don't want to go live, just hit me up. I'll set up a show. You come out and do it live, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It helps promote you too. You know?
Geekmen also, if you ever want me to talk about pop culture, toys, and of course, obviously video games, as you can see in the background, just let me know. I'm a chatty chatterson. I'll jump on anything.
Have you seen your show? It's freaking figures.
The what? Sorry? No, I haven't.
It's about action figures and quality of, and they talk about like what is the name of it? What's the name of that gavel? Talk to me, geek man. I can't remember now.
Oh.
I talked to way too many people, but you know, they come out and they show, you know, different like Marvel Legends and all kinds of different action figures.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, you'd be perfect for that show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just tell me when and where to show up, and I'll be there. Like I said, I'm usually heads down. Working in art, but I can work and draw and talk and do all that kind of stuff. Where can you find my work? You can go out to dinosaurentertainment.com or teenstrike.com. But if you're more curious, you can just message Pops, and Pops can just pass you my because I'm going to be making my own articulated figure here pretty soon. That's the next toy project for me. I'm looking at having a set of bad girls that can just mix in with Marvel Legends scale, based on some of my old unused designs for previous video games. I'm going to kind of like do kind of a twist to them and just get these really cool demon girls and stuff that I'm trying to do. I was originally wanting a goal for the end of this year, but it might be the by mid-year next year is what I'm thinking.
I got a friend that's knocking on my door right here.
Oh yeah, I got someone physically knocking on my door.
He wants to be an action figure. I'm just saying. He is a crochet. He has been crocheted.
Awesome.
He'd love to be an action figure. He's only about 3 feet tall. Wouldn't take much.
Yeah, but yeah, no. Thank you so much for your time.
You bet, man. It's always good talking to you guys. Tell Joe again. I said thanks for hooking us up. That was beneficial to both of us. We'll continue and make sure it stays that way.
Absolutely. And Geekmen, just find me on Facebook through Pops and just send me a message and I'll message you back.
Yeah, I'll hook him up for sure.
Cool.
I got a few ads to play on the back side that I didn't play on the front side, but this one, Jesse, I wanted to play just for you. So
awesome.
When the whole world was dragged into World War III, brave men like my father fought on the front lines. And they weren't alone. That was 20 years ago. Now it's up to us to carry on their legacy. And every so often, the earth from which we come gives way for something new, something greater to be born. And with them, even greater threats to face. Bring it on! Phenomenova. For you, Dad. For you.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands